Alright guys, welcome back. In this new video, I'll be giving you guys a video on how to prepare for History Bowl. So yeah, and this video will be up to World War One prep. I will talk about this war, the beginning. So the Eastern question. So, what to do with the weakened Ottoman Empire? The Ottoman Empire was an empire in modern-day Turkey, which is now weakened from the Serbian Revolution in 1804, which led to the creation of the modern-day Serbia and the Greek War of Independence from 1821 to around 1830ish, which saw the Russian help the Greek gain independence and it severely weakened the Ottoman Empire. And also, the Janissaries, elite warriors by the Sultan, were dissolved in 1826 by the Ottoman Sultan. Also, there were many Russo-Turkish wars, which were 12 wars total that weakened the Ottoman Empire. Also, there was Egyptian independence. Muhammad Ali, leader of the Egyptians, almost takes Constantinople. And Britain also assists Muhammad Ali, and many other European powers also assists Egypt against Ottoman Empire, and almost takes Constantinople, but Ottomans were saved by 10,000 Russian troops. That's how interdependent the Ottomans were and how weakened. This is a contrast from in the 17 and 1600s, the Ottomans who controlled most of Europe. Crimean War. Let's continue. This is the background of the Crimean War. So after 1838, Britain starts helping Ottoman Empire as it had monopoly on Ottoman markets, and it just wants to preserve the integrity of the Ottoman Empire, as the Ottoman Empire is so weak that Britain just tries to not let expanding powers like Russia control an Ottoman Empire called sick man of Europe because it was so weak and just a shadow of its former self. Now, European powers disliked Russian expansionism towards Ottoman land because they wanted to preserve the status quo while Russia seek to expand. Although Russia was pretty underdeveloped compared to Britain and France and the rest of Europe, she believed Ottoman Empire would be much weaker and would fall if Russia invaded Ottoman Empire. So Russia stated that it sought to protect Eastern Orthodox on Ottoman land to try to cut the British and justify its invasion of Ottoman Empire, but in reality, it just wanted to expand. However, Russia underestimated Britain's obsession to the status quo and its protection of Ottoman Empire. Foreshadowing 2022, Russia invades Ukraine and the rest of the world helps it. But anyways, that's another video. So Crimean War continues. Russia threatens to seize Ottoman land if they don't agree to a peace treaty, which is just beneficial to Russia, and Russia will gain a bunch of Ottoman land. However, Britain tells Ottoman to decline, and they do. So this makes around 80,000 Russian soldiers cross the Prut River, a river in modern-day Turkey, near the border with Russia, and around 80,000 Russian soldiers cross the Prut River. However, half that is sickness. This is a common trend in the Crimean War. A lot of the coalition forces that sent to Russia will die of sickness. A lot of people died. And however, this makes Britain and France send a fleet to the Dardanelles Strait, the strait in the Black Sea near that area, and to help maybe Ottomans retain their integrity. So the Battle of Sinop. So the peace terms were drafted, but however, so I'll just make it in more detail. First, the Ottomans rejected the peace proposal, so then the European powers created a new peace proposal. However, then Russia decided to not just ignore it, so they couldn't really agree. And in the Battle of Sinop, Russian ships blockade the strait, and they destroy 11 Ottoman warships in it, and it's a huge failure for Ottoman, but it's propaganda for the West to participate in the war. And Britain and France issue an ultimatum to withdraw from the Dardanelles. Basically, what an ultimatum is if you don't agree to this, we will attack. So yeah, Bill Clinton's ultimatum to Bin Laden. So yeah, to withdraw from the Danube. But Russia ignored this, so France and Britain declared war on Russia in 1854. The Crimean War begins. Alright, so that is just part one of the Crimean War. This is a short video because I wanted to see if you guys would like it. But if you do, make sure to subscribe. That was just a background of the Crimean War. And subscribe and comment down if you want part two, and I'll go into depth. Alright, yeah, so part two. However, we have a special bonus. That's why you always stick to the end. The Balkan Wars overview. I will just give you a brief overview on Balkan Wars. I will make a more detailed version of Balkan Wars, but here's just a preview. So there were two conflicts in the Baltic states between 1912 and 1913. So the first Balkan War. So basically, the Ottoman Empire was weakened from the Crimean War and many more wars. So first Balkan War, Bulgaria, Serbia, Greece, and Montenegro, Balkan states that they were gained from the weakened Ottoman Empire. They declared war on weakened Ottoman Empire and are victorious. However, in the Second Balkan War, Bulgaria turned its formulas as she was not impressed with the amount of land gained, and it backfires, and Bulgaria loses a bunch of land, and also the Ottoman claims a bit. And this really destabilizes Central Europe and leads to the weakening of Austro-Hungary, and eventually leads to World War I, as Serbia becomes more powerful, and it destabilizes the Europe, and eventually leads to World War I, which is our series we'll culminate on. So yeah, that's the first video on this World War One to World War One playlist series. I'll make more videos, but make sure to subscribe and like the video if you enjoyed it. Alright, see you. Thank you for watching, and bye bye.